What's going on, you guys? Back with another video. In this video, I want to talk about why narcissists make you feel small. And there are two ways that they make you feel small. And a lot of times, if you don't really catch on to it right away, it'll go clean over your head. You will start to question yourself, and you will start to think the way they want you to think. Now, narcissists are very competitive, but they're also lazy. They're not willing to put in the work needed to accomplish anything. So what happens is they ride other people's coattails, people who have accomplished their goals in order to make themselves feel important. Because it's all about image with a narcissist. And if they can compare other people's lives to yours, and if you haven't accomplished as much as the next supplier who they're dealing with, then they try to belittle you with that, But a person who thinks like, well, wait a minute, how does, what they do benefits you? If you was to ask that to the narcissist, oh Lord, that'll burst their bubble. That will completely rock their world. It will make them angry because it's like you're smarter than what they're expecting you to be. See, all they want you to do is to just soak it all in and sit back and think like, okay, so maybe I need to do this or do that so that I can be on a certain level that pleases the narc. And you don't have to do that, because when a person set off for certain goals in life, you do it because that's your heart's desire. That's a passion. It's something that you really, really love to do, and you're gonna do it, and you're striving to do it. And so when your mind is focused on that one thing, you don't think competition. You're not thinking about the next man and what he's done and how far he's gotten, because that doesn't benefit you. But that's not how narcissists think. I remember the narc that I worked with, she would always bring up, we could be having a conversation, me and a couple of other people at work, and she jumps in if the conversation is about education, graduation, minors and majors, and how much, you could be making, what your yearly salary will be, once you land that perfect job that you went to school for 4 or 5 years. The narcissist would jump in completely, just blow that off like none of that even matters. And she threw up, well, shoot, if I would have married this wealthy dude who I went to school with, y'all wouldn't have even known me. Now, that's their way of making you feel small, like they're so much more important than you are. Like, how does that make you feel good about yourself, that you're dependent on someone else's goals, in order for you to succeed? You're not succeeding by riding other people's coattails. But that's the way of the narcissist. They're lazy. They're not willing to put forth the effort to work hard to accomplish anything. So they say things like that to belittle you, to make you feel smaller than them. And a lot of time people take it in and they start to think about, what can I do to get up on that level so the narcissist would accept you more? And it won't work. It'll be a waste of time anyway. Sadly enough, no one should think that way for another person. Nobody. If you're not doing something that pleases you, you shouldn't be doing it for nobody else. Because that just shows low self-esteem. It shows just a lack. It just shows a lot of self-doubt. No matter what you do for a narcissist, it'll never be enough. And they will keep you strung along doing different things that they don't even really care about. It's all about image to them. Like she said, there's this guy I went to school with. He became successful. He's making a lot of money. He's wealthy. Y'all wouldn't have even known me had we stayed together, and got married. Basically, she's saying, I will be living off him. I wouldn't have had to work. would never have to clock in at nobody's job, you know, and she just naming all the stuff that he have and how she would have had all that if him and her would have stayed together. And I'm just like, you just sound like a gold digger. I mean, they are gold diggers and opportunists, of course. But that's just another way of them gaining supply, is by throwing up other people in your face and how far that person has gone in life. But if that's not what you want, it shouldn't even matter. But you see, the narc, they want you to feel like you never do enough. You have to do this and that in order to catch them. And it's like, who are you? When you really think about the narc, they don't feel like, they don't even know who they are. You know, they go through life copying other people. You know, they're con artists. They not even who, you don't even know who they are on a day-to-day basis. You don't know who you're going to get on a day-to-day basis dealing with a narcissist. You don't know who you're dealing with. Because they're going to always show you a different side of them because it's something that they're mimicking from somebody else. And they repeat things like if they came up with it, you know, catchy phrases and just things that just sound good for the moment, you know, so they could get the clout, so they could get the recognition. It's all about image to them. They're not willing to work hard to get nothing. But that's how they make you feel small if you receive it. See, it's all about how you choose to deal with the narc. Because you can look at them like, how is that even pleasing you though? So because you didn't gain anything from them, you would rather do without than work hard for it, for yourself. If you tell it to them, they will lose their mind. They will get so mad because even though you're telling like it is, you calling them out, for being an opportunist, they don't want to hear that. You shouldn't call it that. It's not that. I'm just saying if we would have been together, you just take things the wrong way. I didn't even mean it like that. All I was saying was, well, I heard you loud and clear and I know just what you meant. You just mad because I know what you're all about. Narcs hate to be called out. All that kind of stuff they preach go clean over people's head because they'll be so stuck in the moment, in the conversation, just for the sake of gossiping. You won't think like, this person here sound like a gold digger to me. You won't even be thinking that. All you'll think is, oh, maybe they're just joking. I hear you, girl. Well, you should have stuck with him. Some people will be in agreements with it because that's how they are. Even though they're not, they might not be a narc, but they still might be an opportunist. Somebody who's just all in it for what they could get out of it. But the narcissist will straight up tell you that that's how they feel. And when you be like, oh, okay, so you're a gold digger. It's like they get mad. Like, first of all, they get mad because that's how she was. Love to put things out there to sound bigger than you. Just like I remember when I told her, thinking that she was this good friend that I can confide in with stuff. And when I finally opened up about my decision to be celibate, it was just like she wanted me to keep quiet while talking about it so that other people won't hear it. Like, that's between me and you. But then she went blurted out like if that's something she came up with and she didn't even know what celibacy was at her old age. And, that it just pissed me off so much because I'm like, why would you go blurring it out like that? And you are not celibate. All you do is talk about the dudes that you sleep with. 2 dudes at that. Messing with 2 men at one time. So it's all about image to the narcissist, and all about what you choose to take in from them. Don't ever feel small about a narc because trust me, the things that they talk about is only a figment of their imagination.